Willkommen zum das Two Up Top, der besten Fußballshow in der Welt. How good was that German, Flo?
Servus und Grüezi aus Deutschland.
Vielen Dank, vielen Dank. You can show all your German friends now that it is a multilingual show. Two up top, five in midfield. Gav, Mack, Flo Wolfrum, Alex Osborn. How are you, gentlemen?
Very well. Good to see Flo again. It's been a while since I've done one of these with Flo.
Yeah, good to see you guys. It's an honor for me to be the first time here in the top 5.
Welcome to the show, mon frere. Welcome to the show. So today it is our top 5 German footballers of all time. Now, there's very contrasting names in this list. There's a couple of regulars. There's a couple of what? But you know, it wouldn't be 5 in midfield if it wasn't like that. So I'm going to get us going. Number 5, Mehmet Scholl. Man, I love Mehmet Scholl. He is, I don't know how rated he is in Germany, but for me, he's one of the most underrated players in the history of mankind. What a brilliant footballer he was. We just had Jack join us, so he's just wandering into the show. There he is. Bonjour, Jack. We've just kicked off, but that's fine. You know, that's fine.
I'll spell my name wrong as well.
Oh, he spelled his name wrong. He doesn't know how to spell his name. Welcome to the show, Jack. Jack is from for the love of lists, and he's wearing a German shirt as well. And by the way, you can follow us all on.
Yeah, I'm glad you were thinking the same.
That is fine. That is fine. So as I was kicking off, it's my number 5. My number 5 is Mehmet Scholl, and I love Mehmet Scholl. What a midfielder he was. He just got involved with stuff. You know, he won the title 75 years on the spin for Bayern Munich as well. What a player. And I just love him. He's a great player.
Shall I say a nice quote from him?
Go on.
One time he was asked by a journalist, or he said to a journalist, someone was asking me, or the women in Munich were asked whether they could imagine sleeping with Mehmet Scholl. The one half said maybe, the other half said not again. That's what he said about himself.
Brilliant. Oh, and that's another thing.
Kind of a rock star in Germany.
There you go. And that, well, it's even more concrete into my top 5. Number 4, Andreas Müller. He upsets a lot of English people. Yes, I'm English myself, but come on, man. The guy is just cool as ice. You know, he won the Champions League with Dortmund. I see Jack wearing a Dortmund shirt there. You know, what a player is.
Yeah.
I was confused as to whether to put him or Thomas Hessler in. And I was like, I can't put them both in because then that will affect my top 3. One of Andreas Müller's teammates is my number 3. Matthias Sammer.
It seems like you picked your childhood heroes.
That's pretty much what I've done. That's why I've gone with my list, and I've also gone with players that I remember seeing as well. So, you know, I just wanted to go down that route. Matthias Sammer could play centre mid, could play CDM, could play as a sweeper, could play in the back 4.
That libero role. That
libero, mate. Honestly, libero, championship manager. You know, that is the guy who bosses that, but not as well as the guy at number 2, Lothar Matthäus. I always forget that Lothar Matthäus played for Inter Milan.
And he was champions with them.
Yeah, I always forget that, and I don't know why. I don't know where Jack's gone. I'm sure he'll be back in a couple of moments. But yeah, what a player he was. Look at his trophy history. He won the World Cup with them as well. Lothar Matthäus, I don't think there's enough superlatives for him. You know, the guy is an absolute tank.
Yeah, and he has the most caps for Germany.
Yeah, exactly. What is it?
He played 5 European championships. Just imagine that. From 1980 to 2000.
How many people can boast that? You know, what a guy. And my number 1, if you, you know, arguably one of the best goalkeepers of all time, Oli Kahn, man. Got to have Oli Kahn in there. He's literally one of my favorite. All those 5 players.
Best keeper of all time for me.
Yeah, literally, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT goalkeeper. And I'm trying to think like who else would be on that list. Like Buffon would be on that list, but this is a German day today.
Manuel Neuer.
So Manuel Neuer, no, great footballer, not a great goalkeeper.
Neuer won the
Neuer,
World Cup. Kahn didn't.
Very true, very true. But Oli Kahn is also the last goalkeeper
Yeah,
to
but
win the Ballon
that
d'Or.
German team.
He didn't win the Ballon d'Or. He was second,
Kahn-
like Neuer.
Oh, he was, weren't he? Get that.
Kahn was second in 2002 and Neuer was second in 2014.
No, yeah, he won Golden Glove that year. My bad.
Yeah, that's true.
My bad. Right, that's my top 5. That's what I'm going with. Jack, welcome to the show, son. And you can see, as I said, underneath, follow us on all social media. And if you want to see some other list-style podcasts, or listen to them, you listen to Jack's one there, For the Love of Lists, or FTLOL, and you'll be able to listen to that on anchor.fm/FTLOL podcast. Right, Jack, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is your number 1. So that's Oliver Kahn.
Oh, you got Oli Kahn there. Oh, his internet is struggling. Poor Jacques. I'm sure he'll be back in a second. He might need to go onto a mobile data still. Oh, Oli Kahn. Oh, he keeps popping up and disappearing. Come on, Jack. You could do this, son. You could do this. In the meantime, Oli Kahn, I honestly thought that he was. I honestly thought he won the Ballon d'Or. He didn't actually.
Absolute nutter as well.
Is an absolute beast of a bloke, isn't he? Is that better, Jack?
Hello, so we crashed out there. I don't know how much you caught of that.
We literally caught my number
I've got
5.
Oliver Kahn at number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number 5 is Oliver Kahn.
Happy days. Why have you gone in number 5?
Yeah, for me, he's the best keeper of all time. He's just scary to play against. I wouldn't want to be a striker playing against him. Top keeper, top penalty saver. Just won the lot, didn't he, at Bayern? Was around for ages.
He did that charity thing as well, where if the kids scored, the kids were allowed to go on the pitch and score past him, and he didn't let any penalties in. He's that much of a winner. I love him.
Yeah.
Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Philipp Lahm. So, I mean, he's got an argument to be the best left back and the best right back of the past sort of 20 years or so. And yeah, he's Mr. Versatile. Obviously, he did a good job in midfield for 4 or 5 years as well. Underrated captain. I think Pep called him the most intelligent player he's ever played with. And when I watched Bayern dismantle us at the Emirates, he was the best player on the park in 2013 and 2014 for me. He's just so good. He can play anywhere. He could probably play up front.
He probably could.
The manager put him up there. He's that good.
I remember that worldie that he scored in World Cup 2002, one of the opening goals, wasn't it, against Costa Rica? And
yeah,
he was like, I'm
Costa Rica, yeah.
2006 was it?
2006, my apologies.
Yeah,
I'm really terrible with my stats today, ain't I? What's going on?
No problem.
I'll make it better. Who's your number 3, Jack?
My number 3, I think it was your number 2, Lothar Matthäus. Just a top player. Played at the top for 20 odd years, and yeah, he won the lot, didn't he? He could do it all, and I think he's the only German to win World Player of the Year. So yeah, for me, he's got to be right up there.
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Gerd Müller. So I know you guys might have gone down the route of players that you've sort of seen live, but I couldn't leave Gerd out.
Gerd Müller, mate.
His record's insane.
Legit striker.
He's got more goals than games for Germany, and he was the top scorer in the World Cup history for like 30 odd years. I think that's the only time really that Germany had 2 of the very best players at the same time playing for them in the 70s. And yeah, he's hard pushed for my number 1. My number 1 being his teammate Franz Beckenbauer.
Well,
Now,
there's no really argument really there, is there?
yeah, he's arguably in my greatest ever 11. Reinvented the sweeper role, playing midfield, playing defence.
Look at Alex's
And you know,
face.
if you're including your management on there as well, I think he's the only, until Deschamps did it, he was the only guy to captain and manage a World Cup winning team, and yeah, quality player.
Damn right. Alex, coming to you, pal. Well, I'll let the German take it home. You see, that's what I'm doing. I'm letting the German take it home.
I think it's only right. I think it's only right. So my number 5. And can I just preface this as saying that I could have made about 3 or 4 different lists for this. There's been, unfortunately, from an English 100%. Point of view, Germany being obviously a rival of ours, they've been pretty good at football these last 40 to 50 years, unfortunately, which means that they've had quite a lot of good players. So it was quite difficult narrowing it down to just 5. But coming in at number 5, and there could have been a number of different players here, but mainly because I saw him play, and I really liked him. I really liked the way that he played, and he always seemed to be a bit of a jovial character, which we were led to believe by the press that Germans weren't jovial. So his name is
funny Germans in the world.
Yeah, his name is Jurgen Klinsmann, number 5.
Jurgen.
One of the best strikers. That image there where Flo said about how he once kicked into an advertising stand, a bit like Murray Ketsbayer, but obviously I'm guessing Jurgen did it first. But he played for a number of clubs across Europe, including Inter Milan, Monaco, obviously his couple of spells that he had at Tottenham Hotspur, and then mainly Bayern Munich. And I think he started off his career at Stuttgart, actually. But he's scored nearly 50 goals for Germany. He played a vital role in their World Cup win in 1990, their Euros win in 1996, and then we can't forget the fact that he was actually manager of the national team as well when they came, was it 3rd in the World Cup in 2006. So he's done all sorts for Germany, and I think quite rightly should be held in quite high esteem within the Germany football community.
Who's your number 4?
I can't have a Tottenham guy on the top 5.
It does pain me, but you know, unfortunately, you have to recognise what he's done for him. Okay,
and we know
number 4.
And we know Stephen Buck as well. We know Stephen Buck. We need a Tottenham reference.
I don't know if we're going to get a Leeds reference in. We always seem to have one of those either. Anyway, number 4 is Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
That's a shout.
So he, along with another player that's going to appear on my list, I would say that they were kind of like the forefathers of German football, and they play prominent roles in a more administrative role in very recent years. I know he's still involved with Bayern Munich behind the scenes, and he's their chairman, isn't he? Actually, to be fair, so that's quite a prominent role for Bayern Munich. But still, he played 95 times for Germany, or West Germany as it was back then. Again, scoring nearly 50 goals, and he finished runner-up in the World Cup in the 80s twice. Won the Euros for them in 1980, and he was a prolific striker. And yeah, I mean, tell me a person that hasn't heard of Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. I think that he'd be very well known across world football, you know, and that's a testament to what he was as a player and as in his current standing as chairman of Bayern Munich.
Happy days. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is also was on Jack's list, is Gerd Müller.
Number 3. Interesting.
Well, you can't ignore him. As Jack said, he actually scored more goals for Germany than he played games, and well, we only reserve those kind of statements for players like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who score more goals than they do games that they've played in. But he actually did it, and he was a deadly striker. He was, as Jack said, he was the top goal scorer in the World Cup for a long time before, obviously, Ronaldo came along, and then Miroslav Klose after that, another German that could have appeared on this list. But he was instrumental in building Germany as the national powerhouse that they would become. You've got to kind of recognise that kind of importance to the to the nation.
Yeah, who's your number 2?
Number 2, and my number 2, and I'll preface this by saying, of the modern era, and I'm saying in the last 20 years, I believe he's the best German player of these last 20 years, and that is Toni Kroos.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say Ulf Kirsten.
Ulf Kirsten is the best German striker in the 90s for sure.
So Toni Kroos, I mean, this guy's done it all. He's won numerous Bundesligas. He won the Champions League with Bayern Munich, and then he went to Real Madrid and won numerous Champions Leagues with them, and obviously La Ligas. All the while he's been the engine room in both midfields, and also obviously with Germany. He won the World Cup with them in 2014. Finished up the runners-up in Euros a couple of times as well, and he's that good. He has a move kind of named after him, I believe, is the Kroos shuffle or something, where he kind of drops his shoulder and lets players go past him. He'll just go back the other way, and his passing range is incredible. He can tick over the tempo. He can take games by the scruff of his neck, and he's the only player that I know that can score 35-yard bangers just by passing the ball into the back of the net.
Oh yeah, mate. Honestly, Toni Kroos is such an animal.
Can you imagine that you changed to Real Madrid for only 25 millions in 2014?
I think that's going to be one of the biggest steals of all time.
25 millions.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest steals of all time. And thinking about it, that probably should have appeared on our best transfer one that we did.
Yes, it should have. Thinking back to it, yeah. We'll have to do it again.
I personally think that he's the best German player that we've seen in the last 20 years. Considering what he's done at club and international level.
Happy days. Who's your number 1?
Number 1, I mean, it couldn't be anyone other than Franz Beckenbauer.
Franz.
He's the godfather of German football. I think you can trace everything back to pretty much. I know Germany won the World Cup in 1954, but really Franz Beckenbauer was the first superstar of world football, and he built German football up to be, as I say, the powerhouse they are today. He also managed them. He was a manager of Bayern Munich, obviously synonymous with Bayern and Germany. And well, we were speaking with Flo briefly before we came on air, and he was saying that, you know, if Franz Beckenbauer was to say the football was not round and it was square, everyone would believe him. He's that much of an influence in German football. So I can imagine that any list without him, Gav, would.
I've never seen him live. So therefore, that's what I've done.
Anyway.
I've done it based on players that I've seen live. I've never seen him live because I wasn't born yet, but you were, Alex. A couple of comments. Is Mitchell Weiser legend coming there from Philip Rice. Then
best right back, Mitchell Weiser in the world.
Kai Havertz, best German player.
Kai Havertz.
Jesus Christ.
I guess there's a huge Leverkusen squad up there in the comments.
Yeah, there you go. And then you're getting some love there from Marcus.
I love you guys.
There you go. Right, coming to you now, son. Right, you are our German insider. So therefore, I'm expecting big stuff from you. No pressure.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say that I didn't pick a goalkeeper, because obviously Germany is the country with the best goalkeepers in the world. There could be a single top 5 only for German goalkeepers. Because we have so many great German goalkeepers. I believe England would love to take our 5th goalkeeper from the national team. It would still be better than, I don't know, Jordan Pickford with his mini arms.
I can't even argue against it. Who's your number 5, Flozif?
How far is Karius on the list?
Karius is probably... He'll get ahead of Pickford.
Number 20 or something.
He'll get ahead of Pickford. That's a different story for a different time. Oh my God, I could go on like that. Jesus. Right, Flozif, number 5. Go for me.
Okay, start with number 5. It's Fritz Walter. Obviously, I haven't seen him because he was the skipper of the German national team with the first World Cup win in 1955. And I tried to choose my players regarding their importance for German football in common or in general. And Fritz Walter, he was the head of this team. He was one of the, or he maybe was the main reason that we won this World Cup, because he was in a room together with Helmut Rahn, who scored the goal to the 3-2 against Hungary, scored the final goal. And Helmut Rahn was kind of a troublemaker in his back in his days, and Fritz Walter managed to have an eye on him during the World Cup, educated him a little. And in Germany, we have a saying, Fritz Walter weather. If it's raining, it's Fritz Walter weather. So the German team, the legend says the German team was in their hotel before the match. It was sunny, and out of a sudden it started raining. And everyone was believing, the whole team was believing, okay, we can win today because it's raining, it's Fritz Walter weather, so the Hungarians have no chance against us. And what happened? We won the World Cup. What a miracle in 1955 against 4 years unbeaten Hungary. So Fritz Walter definitely has to be in that list.
Man, like Fritz. Who's your number 4? My
number 4 is Miroslav Klose.
It's Polish,
I thought about, okay.
Null and void. Your list is null and void. You picked a
poll. We are such a multicultural country. We have so many people from other countries coming.
Yeah, you had Asamoah up top for a little while, didn't you? Christ. Anyway.
Remember our 2014 squad with Khedira, Özil, Podolski, I don't know. So we take them all. Okay, Miroslav Klose. I was thinking about Gerd Müller first. As you had outlined before, he had more goals than games for the German national team. But Klose was as important as Müller, maybe more, because he has more World Cup goals. And he's a player who was always loved by the fans of his clubs. He was loved in Kaiserslautern, in Bremen, in Munich, not that much, but in Lazio Roma when he was very old, at the end of his career. And what I love about him most is that he didn't come from a professional academy. So when he was 19, he was playing in, I don't know, 7th or 8th league in Germany, and he managed his way to the tops. Only 4 years later, he was in the World Cup final 2002, and the rest is history.
Wow. So, wow. I didn't actually know he came. I thought he came from an academy. That's brilliant. I love that.
Polish version of Ian Wright.
Polish Ian Wright. That's exactly who it is. Who's the Polish Kevin Davies? Who's your number 3?
My number 3 has already been mentioned before. It's Philipp Lahm. For me, one of the best left-off right backs in the history of German or world football. He was crucial for the World Cup win in 2014 because as a right back, he was unbelievably important for the German national team. When he played the right back, players like Ronaldo, we played against him many times in tournaments, or Messi in the final, had no chance. And in the midfield, he was wasted for the German national team at that time because we had many good midfielders, but no good right backs. When he switched to the position of the right back after the or in the quarterfinal against France, this was the point or the turning point for the German national team when it became obvious that we could win and finally won the World Cup again.
Yeah, love that. Would have been a whole different story if Higuain knew how to put a ball in the back of the net. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 already has been mentioned. It's Lothar Matthäus. Lothar, as we say in Germany. He's definitely, he would be definitely a well-deserved number 1 because he has the most caps. He was the engine of the World Cup 1990. But after his career as a player, he was a mess. You know, he was always hanging up with different girls, had many scandals. He was just made ridiculous of in German media.
What a guy.
In Al Jazeera, and he can't speak really good English, and was like, you treat me like a child. If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. I only do this for Mr. Nasser tonight. He was trying to transfer German sayings to English. So he was at a press conference and said, my English is not the yellow from the egg. What kind of means in German? You know, it's not that good. But no one did understand him. And that's why he can't be number 1, but he definitely needs to be number 2.
Can I just say that Germany kit that you just showed him in that picture? I love that kit. That was a.
This one, this 1990.
Yeah, that's 1990. That is arguably the best German kit going. That one, I love that.
Definitely, for sure, no doubt about that.
Who's your number 1?
My number 1. There can be only one number 1 if you talk about German football, and it's obviously Franz Beckenbauer.
I thought you were going to say Paul Lambert.
Yeah.
If you remember, Paul Lambert moved to Dortmund because they thought he was going to be able to get caps for Germany. Oh
no, I didn't know that.
There you go, Franz Beckenbauer, of course.
Yeah, and maybe one thing about Beckenbauer you didn't mention: he won many trophies with Bayern Munich, but changed to Cosmos New York, and came back to the Bundesliga to Hamburg just to prove again that he was the best because he was champion with Hamburg again that year when he returned to Germany. So, wow, just a great footballer.
Wow. Was that the same Hamburg team as Kevin Keegan?
Yeah.
I believe it was after Kevin Keegan. Kevin Keegan joined Hamburg in '77 and left them in '79, and Beckenbauer joined them in 1980 or '81. So they must have missed each other.
When did they win the European Cup? Hamburg.
'83.
'83. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I believe he joined them in '81, became German champion in '82, and finished his career. And in '83, Hamburg won the Champions Cup. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, that was our top 5 Germans. I've seen many people put their list of Germans. What do you think of ours? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to see Mehmet Scholl a little bit more often? I'm sure you do. But we'll be back. The top 5s will be back next week, Thursday at 5 o'clock at the normal time. We'll be letting you guys know exactly what we're talking about on our show that week. You can also follow everything on social media down there. We've got Jack with us from FTLOL, the For the Love of Lists podcast. You can listen to them on anchor.fm/FTLOL podcast, and they go mad into some like real depth about some lists there. A couple of that I've listened to so far. Top 10 football boots of all time. That's a shout out one. I really enjoy that one. They do their national ones as well. Heard their Germany one.
My least favourite one to be.
Is it? Oh, I liked that one. I liked that one. The top.
I'm not an expert on boots.
No, I've got one pair of boots. That's it.
I'm like a typical German. I have just black and white boots. Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser boots. But yeah, you can find out everything what we're doing on our page on facebook.com/2uptopfootball. But for myself and the boys, thank you. And goodbye.